Hello and welcome to CLEA'S World. I am Clea, and today I would like to share with you more information I've received during my last BQH session directly from the 25th dimension. This video today marks the beginning of an entirely new hypnosis session that was done on September 15th of this year. And before I jump in, I want to explain that I'll be reading from a transcript. And in this transcript, when I refer to Lorrayne, I'm speaking of my practitioner. And when I refer to me, I'm speaking of myself under hypnosis, which means that the answers are coming from the 25th dimension. As always, thank you so much for subscribing to my channel, liking and commenting on this video. It really does make a difference for me, believe it or not. YouTube likes to see the algorithm moving from people like you who might be interacting with these videos. So I really appreciate that. All right, let's jump in. All right, so this first question comes right after Lorrayne has done inducing me into hypnosis state. And so here we go. She asks, okay, is there anything as we get started with the session today, September 15th, 2022, that you on the 25th would like to tell us before we start with questions? Me. Yes, I am walking on an expanse of grass. It's beautiful. It's soft. I'm barefoot. I'm wearing a white, long white, looks like a tunic, but it's very light. I feel very light. Everything feels very light. I see trees far away from me, and there's no one around. And I know this is New Earth. And I'm walking, and I'm a little bit melancholic because more than melancholic, I'm contemplative, in a contemplative mood. And I'm thinking about what we've done on this planet, on planet Earth. And I'm thinking back to especially the last several months and the last few months before we moved to New Earth. And I feel a little melancholic because we are struggling. We are very, very tired. I can remember very vividly, because we just moved. This just happened. The struggle, how hard it was here for us. And I feel emotional. I get emotional thinking about how hard it was. Because the truth is, we are done and we wanted to move on. And we were tired and exhausted. And we had paid our dues. We had done everything we needed to do. At the same time, I realized that we needed to stay and to finish. And so I feel like we're accomplished and we have accomplished everything we set ourselves to do. But now it's the past. We don't want to focus on that anymore. And I see my daughter running and other people in the distance now. And I switch my focus and I realize there is no point in thinking about what we would think of as the past, old Earth. Old Earth is now just another reality, something else we've done, added to the long list of things that we, each one of us, has done. And there's no point dwelling on it, dwelling on the pain. And now and I'm smiling and I'm happy. And now we're just focusing. We're just going to focus on what's ahead of us and where we are. But we have been very aware of the fact that here it's been very, very dark. And the fact is, as much as we right now here believe that this is dark and know and are aware that this is dark and it weighs on us, it weighs on our hearts so much. It is nothing compared to how aware we will be of how dark it truly is here. We here shield ourselves, our consciousness from what's happening. And while we might know some things at a conscious level, be aware of some things, we really don't know even a drop in the ocean of what's happening here. But even in the future, when we realize the entire scale of what has taken place, we will not be spending a lot of time on it. Some of us will have trouble, of course, aggregating, incorporating all of this. But many of us will realize it's like something you've done. You finished the job and you moved on. And you did not enjoy it, but you put it behind and you don't want to put more effort and more intention on something you already not enjoyed. You would rather focus on the better reality you're now experiencing. This is what's going to happen for most of us. We will, of course, have times we think about this. We will have stuff that we need to integrate, but will mostly be, it's almost like you're shaking your head, taking stock of a situation and saying, it was what it was. Let's focus on better and we move forward. And this is how we're going to be. Lorrayne, wonderful. Thank you. Okay. That is a great lead into New Earth. Clea says, you have said that from New Earth, we will support the healing of dark team that has gone to other planets. You also said that they won't know this consciously, but at an essence level, they will understand. Doesn't the essence already know everything, just as much as if it was in the 25th dimension? Why would our essences need our help? Does the essence also have a sort of amnesia in the matrix? Me. No, it does not. Clea's question makes sense because she's thinking there are only two entities here. The NPC body, which is basically the body that we all use, or most of us use in the multiverse. The bodies may be different, but most planets use bodies, and the essence. The essence, of course, already knows everything. The reason why it will make a difference to the actual bodies, to the NPCs, to the conscious people from the dark going to other planets, the reason it will make a difference, the fact that we are sending healing energy, is because the energy will percolate at the body level. And while it is up to the essence, always, we repeated this a million times, it is up to the essence to decide what happens to the body, to the experience of the body, to the experience of the essence in embodied form. Oftentimes, and we see this, we can think about it on this planet, we can relate to this in our own personal experience. What happens is that the essence can open itself to certain energies in order to achieve a certain purpose, to experience a certain outcome, in the positive or the negative, what we consider negative. So the essence might want an experience for somebody, and then the person goes out and exposes itself to certain things that will affect it one way or the other, because the essence is open to experiencing that and to being affected in the first place. This is exactly what's going to happen. The essence for these people that have been on the side of the dark will be open to them healing. But they might have problems at a conscious level, accepting, getting over their guilt, and integrating the reality and accepting what they have done. What we will do from New Earth, we will create an energetic environment around them. It's the same exact thing we're creating right now on this planet when it comes to this thing, recall. We are creating an energetic environment where things, if the essence is open to it, things will percolate and will manifest a certain way. So that's what's going to happen from New Earth. We will create an energetic environment that will travel very, very far, will encompass the entire multiverse, and will therefore affect the dark team, or we can call it the X-dark team, and people who are trying to integrate. We'll make it easier for them because these energies will be conducive to producing this type of outcome, which is healing. I think the misunderstanding here is that people think that you can send healing to somebody and a person will heal, or you can create an energetic environment and a person has to respond to it. A lot of people take the external effect as a cause of things. We already said many times it's the other way around. The essence must decide it wants something. It wants to experience something. And then it creates a context where it is possible at a conscious level to experience that thing. So the essences of these dark people, these people on the side of the dark, will be open to getting over this very dramatic, very tragic situation they'll find themselves in, which will be the full knowledge of what they've done. And at that point, that's where we come in, because we will create the means, the external means for them that they can latch onto so that they can heal. Lorrayne. So we're just creating an impulse which they can accept or reject. Me. As always, the essence is free. The essence does not have to do anything. So yes, you are correct, Lorrayne. So this is the rest of Clea's question. I believe you've answered it, but just to clarify. Clea thought the essence knew everything, but wanted to have the experience within the matrix. So it played the game at the conscious level, while it always knows the entire truth. But there seems to be a difference between the dark going back to the 25th, who will understand everything immediately, and the dark going back to other planets who will need help in healing. Me. Yes, there is a difference, because the people on the side of the dark who have chosen to go back to the 25th, they've wanted very clearly to understand everything at once, so they can get over everything at once, because they will realize there is no good and bad. And really, there's not even any dark and light. We are all one, and we are everything. So that will be immediate for them. They will be immediately rejuvenated. There will be instant integration. However, the people going to other planets who have done some very dark deeds, they're just like us. If you had done something dark, you would need time at a conscious level to integrate that and come back to an acceptance where you realize you've done really, truly, at the end of the day, you've done nothing wrong. This is what you knew. This is what you thought you had to do. It's all a misunderstanding. We've explained this at length. And therefore, there is a difference. And therefore, there will be a place and a need for us. A need as in, we're using words to clarify things, but truly there is no need. The essence is capable of anything. The essence could create its own context where the person would have the experience the essence has set up. We know this. But there will be, let's call it, it will be good and not good, beneficial. The better word is beneficial. It will be beneficial for us to be sending this energy and intending this healing because we've explained before, since we have all been here on this planet, these particular people will know that if we have forgiven them, then they can forgive themselves as well. Because again, there is always a discrepancy because of our conscious awareness or what we allow into our conscious field. There is this, it's not really real, but there is this separation between what the higher self knows, and the higher self knows everything. The higher self is always in the 25th, and the conscious mindset, what the conscious person allows itself to know. And this is where we will be affecting. We will be affecting consciousness. We're not really affecting the essence. The essence is the essence. We are one. Their essence is our essence. We are all one. There is no need for that. We will just be creating the environment for the essences on other planets. That's the difference between going to another planet as a conscious being, just like we're doing by going to New Earth as conscious beings with our consciousness of now. Of course, our consciousness will expand. Our conscious awareness will expand. But at the same time, we're still going to be people as opposed to pure essence that is in the 25th. Now, for us, it's a little bit different on New Earth. Our consciousness will be very close to that of the 25th. But in general, this is what happens. Say that we're going with the aliens. We wouldn't be changing much in terms of what we know and what we believe and how we think. And so we would be very, if our essence is ready for us to move forward, to have another layer of awakening, we would put ourselves in certain energies where, for example, just like awakening happens here right now, you might awaken because you hit your head on the wall and all of a sudden you awaken. You might awaken because you get into a near-death experience and all of a sudden you awaken. You always use, it is easier to use outside, external, what looks to be an external input for yourself to awaken. And that's what we're going to do. Lorrayne, thank you. It gets confusing to distinguish between what the essence knows and doesn't know. You told us the essence is in the 25th and knows everything. So why do we on the team of the light need to stay behind to feel better about ourselves if our essence already understands everything? Consciously, we know we're on the team of the light, but we don't know that we're disappointed for having, quote unquote, failed. And our essence knows with the consciousness of the 25th that we have not failed. It was all a game. So who is this takedown delay for? Us going to New Earth because we will remember who we are and consciously know what happened? Wouldn't it be just the same to know everything once we get there, since we will have the consciousness of the 25th dimension? Please clarify. Me. Yes, that is a good question, actually. We understand where the confusion stems from. It stems from the fact that when we go to New Earth, our consciousness will be very close to that of the 25th. What that means is that we will remember all. We will know who we are. We will feel each other as a collective. We're not really a collective, we are one. And because of that, we think we are going to be like the 25th. But the truth is, we are not going to be in the 25th dimension. Yes, in some ways, we are going to be as if we were in the 25th dimension inside the matrix. And we already said this has not been attempted before. But at the same time, we will not be in the 25th dimension as 25th dimensional essences. So there's always going to be a part of us that will still need time. And we've spoken about the fact that many of us will need quite a bit of time integrating, recalibrating ourselves. because we will be faced with things, whereas in the 25th dimension, there's absolutely no judgment. There is instant understanding. On New Earth, even on New Earth, we will see. It does not mean that we will be able to immediately understand or accept fully. And because of that, you can think of it as there is a distance, there is a difference. Of course, this is not real. There is a distance between what your higher self knows and what your higher self accepts, because it's just the way it is, and what we will be able to process at a human level. Because even though we will be projecting our bodies and we will realize that we can manifest things instantly, we are still going to be human. This is our choice. We are going to be on New Earth as new humans, but still human. And as a human, you can be as high consciousness as you want, but you're not willing to accept certain things. We see it right now. We talked about it in a very 3D way. We talked about the fact that many of us we state, we would like the dark to disappear and the plan to change. But guess what? Things will look very dire for quite a while if that was the case. And we really don't want that. So why do you have this discrepancy? What would be nice to see? What would be desirable to see? What we believe we would like to see? The experience we would like to have? And the fact that we're really not willing to see it. It's exactly what we're referring to. The fact that emotionally, mentally, we are not able to handle these changes so quickly. We are not capable of seeing exactly how much the dark is built here. We don't realize everything. The vast majority, there is not one area on this planet that is not heavily influenced, if not completely controlled, by the dark. And therefore, were the dark to disappear and the systems to collapse completely, we might be homeless. We would have no food. We would have nothing. So while we don't like how the systems are run, of course we don't, they're very low vibrational. The truth is we have no replacement for it right now. So what we're referring to is this difference between what we believe we would like to see, which is what we will see when we go to New Earth. We'll see so much more than we think we're even going to see. It's going to be wonderful. And what we actually are capable of handling, especially right now. But even on New Earth, we will have that kind of emotional limitation where we're going to have to take things slowly. And we're going to have to process on our own timeline because we are all different. We still choose to maintain our differences as individuals because we still want to have the experience of being individuals and having individual personalities while we are collective, while we feel each other. So we are not going to be our essence. We are not going to be our higher selves in that sense on New Earth. Our higher self, of course, is in the 25th, knows everything. So again, the confusion stems from the fact that Clea believed that when we get to New Earth, we really are going to be our higher self. And while we will behave very much in line with what our higher selves want, it will be very clear to us what our higher self wants. We are still going to have to deal with the fact that we are very much human. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, please do remember to give it a thumbs up and to hopefully comment and let me know what you think, what experience you have had, if this resonates with you, because I know that many of us have been wondering what we are still doing here after everything we've gone through. So again, thank you for watching and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.